We're a married couple and we have a girlfriend. Since 2020, we have dated about 60 people.
When it comes to our children, we didn't really sit down and have a specific conversation about mommy and daddy polyamorous.
Probably took about 2.5 months before they were like, okay, wait a minute, this is somebody special.
Have you met many of your parents' partners?
So I have this guy, he thinks that his outline of ideal woman is impossible to find.
I became a dating coach 18 years ago as an accident.
There are only 5 skills you need for a woman to find you more attractive.
I actually got voted the #1 dating coach in the world 3 years in a row.
His detail list is so detailed.
What are you telling him?
Well, I'm telling him to revise his list a little bit, basically.
We've been running the company together. We've helped over 350,000 people in the world get their ideal relationship. Once he applies this, he will never have a problem with dating ever again.
How have you personally applied your knowledge as dating coaches to your own dating lives?
I know this stuff inside and out, and it is impossible to be in a relationship and not apply it. In our relationship, we have our dynamic, my dynamic with our partner, Eve's dynamic with our partner, and then our dynamic all together. So it's a lot more communication. So you just have to welcome a lot of very uncomfortable discussions that lead to wonderful results.
Oh, let's go.
Nice. We've been together for 10 years, almost 11 years. When we first met at Austin Fashion Week, I was in a relationship with another woman, and she actually saw Eve first and said, oh my gosh, I have to date that woman. And so I went up and said hi.
I didn't really specifically was seeking for polyamorous relationship per se. I was going with the flow.
But over time, it developed into a real relationship, and the 3 of us ended up living together. For 6 years, we had children together. She's still one of our incredibly good friends, but the relationship part of it has fallen aside and turned into more of a friendship. And that happened a few years ago now. And since then, me and Eve have continued that lifestyle and dating other people.
We have 5 kids: Oliver, Dante, Orion, Ivy, and Dory. Our parenting styles, I would say, pretty standard, actually. I'm more of a strict parent than he is. I would say I'm the bad cop, he's a good cop. We homeschooling our kids because we believe that standard education is a bit too rigid and not very flexible.
We spend every day with our children, but they have chores they have to complete in the morning. They're all very advanced, but they're also social. Our eldest son, at 14, we have spoken to him about people and relationships. He knows there is monogamy. He knows there is polyamory.
Could you explain what polyamory is?
Polyamory is dating multiple people at the same time.
When did your parents explain to you about their dating life and their polyamorous relationship?
They didn't really need to explain to me that they were polyamorous. I kind of figured it out after a while, and they did tell me at a certain point, but I just realized that my dad dated multiple people, and that was just normal to me.
When it comes to our children, we didn't really sit down and have a specific conversation about mommy and daddy polyamorous. So for them, we're just another friend, basically, right? Until about like 6 months.
Just want to see how the children interact with the person we're dating as well before we get serious with anybody. And that's important.
Have you met many of your parents' partners?
We do get to meet them after a while, but not until they feel comfortable with making sure that it'll be okay for them to meet us.
In the last 4 years, despite the fact that we've dated 60 people, there's really only been 3 that have actually interacted with the kids more than at like a group setting.
When I talk to my friends about Bella, I usually do bring up the fact that she is my parents' partner.
Hi, hon. Good seeing you.
Romantically, we've been together since January, so a couple of months, but I've known them for years.
There was this really awkward moment where I thought Bella really wanted me and maybe didn't really want Eve. Bella broke it to me that actually she preferred Eve and wasn't really into me. And she's like, you're okay. She's like, Eve's like a perfect 10 and you're like a 6. And that's accurate numbers.
I hadn't really been in a relationship with 3 people or 2 other people before. It's still like a learning progress type of thing.
Since 2020, we have dated about 60 people, give or take. We have definitely dated more than one person at a time, but the dynamic tends to work best when we have the throuple. Everything else is fun, wild time.
I don't define with any specific rigid rules. It's just a relationship that you make work by your own rules.
Family is super accepting. Friends, mostly accepting. The friends that aren't accepting have gone.
Yeah, they're not friends, right? Again, why would I live my life according to someone else's standards, right? It's my life. As far as strangers, we get all kind of reactions. Some people are very supportive and asking a lot of questions. They're the same, which, you know, I answer every time. And some, of course, are very judgmental, right? And tell me that I have no self-esteem or no value.
We absolutely have people try telling us that our lifestyle is going to have some kind of negative impact on our children. I don't believe our dating life impacts our children in any major way, other than to help them be more tolerant and open to other ideals. Are we the best parents in the world? Probably not.
Yes, we are.
Probably. Our children don't get confused about our dating life because we don't make our children part of our dating life.
I think a lot of people misunderstand our dating life, thinking we'll just live in a big compound and we have a lot of in front of our kids. So the biggest misconception is that we are too promiscuous and we're damaging our children, basically, which is not the case.
Yeah, I think that's true. That's a massive misconception for us.
Let me get this studio.
How did you feel when Adam and Eve told you that they had 5 children?
I was definitely a little overwhelmed at first, but getting to know them, they're so wonderful, they're so cute, and they're so funny. My age kind of does help me connect with them on levels that they might not. I definitely still have a lot more, I don't want to say energy, you guys still have like a lot of energy, but...
Just throw me over, she's in her 20s. Yeah. I'm like 80. Like,
I mean, you're almost there.
She's a fully legal adult, I double checked.
Good job.
I'm making it better.
And what are y'all baking today?
We're baking 2 cakes, a lemon one and a chocolate one.
that's how they met her, was as a friend. And of course, when she was hanging out, she started baking with them and they pretty much fell in love with her. As our relationship developed, they really just knew Bella as a friend that came over. And it probably took about 2 months, 2.5 months before they were like, okay, wait a minute, like this is somebody special.
Push in and pull. There we go. Good job.
She teach me so much that I'm able to do eggs now.
What does it mean to you to see your children and girlfriend bonding like this?
Very, very special, of course. It's for me, it's the most important part.
Our kids like her and she just fits really well.
The best thing about being in a poly relationship is that, again, you're making your own rules. It's like you have your cake and eat it.
If my children grow up to be happy, wonderful people, that's all I really care about. I just need them to be happy and to be as successful as they want to be in their own world.